Good afternoon. My name is Byung. I'm CEO of gBrain, based on South Korea. First of all, I'd like to thank you for the neurotech research report for having such a wonderful meeting, because I never really felt for a while myself as young, but it seems like I'm the new kids on the block now here. So let's get started. So we gBrains design and manufacture the brain implant systems, so that we are developing it at the moment, and we are the only company manufacturing or designing, working on the brain implantable brain system in Korea, which is sometimes good because it's easy to draw the government fundings, but at the same time I feel lonely all the time, because we drill the your skull to implant something, and half of the people say, "Ooh, yeah," but here everyone is very familiar with it, which is good. And then our target is basically we sell basically to the patients who suffer from the neurological disease. Well, I'm not going to talk about the neurological disease in $800 billion only in the United States, and so pharmaceuticals been like filling the gap like really well for a long time, and also there still be an unmet need. And then neurotech actually is a field like unmet in a certain way, and we are hoping that one of the become a player. And then it's frozen, and then it's gonna go next somehow. Yes. So general scheme is like I said, you drill your skull and introduce the electrode, and then get your brain signal, and then transport your brain signal outside of your body, and then let them like analyzed. Then you just bring to the proper treatment or the stimulation to the patient. That's the basic goal. And we developed our technology built around those concepts. So first, we actually developed technology for the high quality brain signals, so that we use the graphene to build our electrode. And since we basically looking for the cortical stimulations, so that we needed to be like a minimally invasive. In order to make it minimally invasive, we actually developed a technology called the syringe injectable electrode, so that it just go into the syringe and like it's a fold back. And third technology we've been built on actually is the efficiently transport your information outside of body and inside body, and also you can charge it through your body, so that basically you use your body as the information communication media. All right, and then we actually still working on the softwares and the brain signal analysis technology. After all, so first I would like to talk about getting the high quality brain signals. So like I mentioned, we built our electrode based on the graphenes. And then one of the nice thing about the graphene is that, like James actually mentioned about the gold electrode word, but like it's a much better signal to noise ratio than gold electrode, like around like a 30 to 50 fold better. And then we actually building our the electrode with the photolithographical way, so that very thin, so that it can cover the brain curvature very well, so that we can get the high resolution of a signal efficiently. And then we have tested the cortical stimulations and DBS in the Parkinson's disease model. And we actually have tested a lot of other disease models, when this is one of the features. And then we have shown that evaluated the data with the relative like a step width and the walking pace of the rat, in which is induced by drug. And then we actually proved that shown that the cortical stimulation built around the graphene electrode is as efficacious as the DBS, which is a standard of care. For the since it's a cortical electrode, we built a minimally invasive technology, so that we just call the syringe injectables, so that we are in the stage of like working on the brain model here. so that we successfully deployed our cortical surface after syringe injection, and which actually also tested in the rat and also rabbit, so that it actually worked. So we are in the stage of moving on. Next is that, so something more people might be interested in talk about the listening. This is a technology called the body coupled communications, so that we can transfer this information throughout your body as a medium, and also you can transfer the power sources throughout your body. So that what it actually gives is that this technology is the really low power consumption, and then I think it's a competitive with any other cutting edge technology. And then another advantage of them is that the easy power transfer, so that for inductive coupling is very efficient to transfer power wirelessly, but it has to be really well aligned. So which is that there are limitations, but this thing actually doesn't have to be aligned. It just, as long as the two electrodes are contacted, your body can be the power can be transferred. So that there's a little tiny design of the actually it's consists of the IC chip with the consists of those body coupled communication device, and also the electrode, which is like a smaller than penny, so that which is very, very small, so that it can actually function pretty much everything, and it's a fully implantation. And lastly, we are working on the beyond like those devices, so that we are still early stage, so that we're still building out the brain signal analysis software, so that we can actually see that when to give a treatment. And at the same time, to get to the market, we actually still working on the this graphene electrode within the large animals, and then we've been tested in the rat and rabbit, and also in the pig, and then we are working on the monkey at the moment. And then we also tested that if we can successfully pick up the vocal signal of the from the pig, and then yes, we did. So that now we have some of our technology, we can actually have a minimally invasive, just a little skull borehole of the brain, a skull, and then we can introduce your the electrode, and the electrode actually has a based on the graphene, so that which have a excellent signal, and then the brain signal can be transferred through your body, and then you can charge the power through your body. So that's the sort of a sum up of our technology so far. So what we're trying to do with this is that first we actually wanted to use them as a treatment options, so that our target indications, the Parkinson's disease and then stroke rehabilitation, which been still heavily talked about here, and then epilepsy too. And the other side, we were selected as a best brain computer interface group in Korea. We are the part of the team, so that the project actually is called the Alchemist, and the theme is the brain to access. So what it actually does is that the communication between two people just only with the brain signals. So that's the part of the theme of the project, and we awarded it, and we got this is around a $20 million worth of project. So for the next 5 years, we got this year. So that this is our the milestones, and then we've been started with the building of the laboratory research purposes electrode. So we are actually on our way to the SFN. We have an exhibition booth for the laboratory electrode, and then we are recently building on the human diagnostics for the epilepsy, so that to detect the focal point of the epilepsy for the surgery. So that we are looking for the first human trial with this graphene electrode. So that's going to be done until 2023, and then we are going to move on to therapeutics, and then at the end we are going to test in those BCI at the part of the Alchemist projects that's laid out for plans for next 4 years. So these are teams, and then I just kind of no one's gonna remember the names and the faces anyway, because they look similar, I guess. And then but thing is that we are just the wonderful team of neuroscientists, and then the material scientists, the graphene engineers, and IC engineers, and body communication engineers, and then myself as just a random molecular biologist, start ESA, and then I'm just running the company at the moment. So what I actually want to say that for the folk in the community is that well, if you actually wanted to expand your business, let me know. And if you are interested in our technology, let me know. And for the investors, we've been here with only for $3 million. All right, we're very efficient. All right, so that it's a bang for the buck. So that's just I'm happy to talk to you guys. All right, and then I'm happy to answer any questions.
Okay, thank you very much. You can stay at the podium. Jeremy, can you monitor Zoom to see if there's any? So you have a question.
Yeah, pretty impressive vision and technology. So your current electrode, or the one that you would like to take forward into diagnostic, how many channels?
Just 64.
Just 64? Or?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
We actually wanted to make like as similar possible with the whatever it exists, so that I think that's what the team doctor actually wanted to start with, so that's why we built the 64. So that it depends on the photolithography, so that like you're building more channel is not much of an issue actually here.
Okay, Michael, you have a question.
I can do it like this. It's okay.
Yeah, the Zoom people won't hear you.
Okay. What are you using as hermetic coat top of your any on top of the graphene? Do you have any protective layers?
No, it's just a graphene.
Just the graphene.
Graphene actually contact to the your brain.
Okay.
Yeah, it's an epidural surface. Yes.
Okay.
All right, any other questions? Jeremy, anyone online with a question? Anyone in the hall with a question? Okay, you're planning to establish a U.S. headquarters, or do you already have a U.S. headquarters?
Well, we haven't yet, but yes, our ultimate goal is to actually just for shooting for the U.S. market.
So you think the U.S. market will be your primary initial target,
Yep.
and are you open to OEM relationships with existing medtech players, or are you looking to have this be just strictly a branded
Well,
product?
before I came here, we actually thought we're gonna just make it top to bottom and everything. But
Mhm.
like I've seen like a lot of people who can actually does a lot of OEMs, and then so maybe we can thinking about it like if we can reduce some time, and then that'll be wonderful.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Dr.
All right.
Kim. It was a
Thank
great talk.